Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one family received help from an organization called God's Pit Crew when it came time to find a new home. And car thefts are a nationwide problem, but the Commonwealth has seen an increase in stolen vehicles the past few years.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6 a.m. on July 14th. Now let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Cameron Aaron for a look at your forecast this morning. And Cameron, as people are waking up with us, maybe getting ready for their Friday at work, they probably might need to leave a little bit early. There is some fog out there. I know I was struggling on my way to work this morning.
Possibly a little bit early out there. Also possibly the umbrella as well. A few showers are possible this morning. Nothing severe, that's the good news. But a few heavier showers cannot be ruled out for some people as you wake up this morning. Here's a live look at First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. And like I said, nothing too widespread out there, but a few heavier showers are possible in some places. Tracking one not too far away from Wrigley in Morgan County, moving into Elliott County as well. Also tracking a heavier cell not too far away from Flat Gap in Johnson County. And a first alert for some showers in Perry County from Hazard, stretching down to near Viper as well. But the big story for many people as we wake up, the dense fog down to 0 miles in Harlan, 5 miles in Jackson, 1 mile right now over in Rowan County at Moorhead. So like Olivia mentioned, you may need some extra time on your Friday morning commute. A warm Friday is on tap across the mountains, middle to upper 80s out there by this afternoon. Excuse me, but we are watching out for a few more of those scattered showers. Nothing too widespread, but you may see a shower or two during the day. And those temperatures, they feel like the middle 90s, so be sure to use caution and also take breaks if you plan to be outdoors. We are watching out for higher rain chances tomorrow and possibly a few stronger storms. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Olivia?
Thank you, Cameron. Shelby and Laverne Fields lost their home and many sentimental items in it during the July 2022 flood. Now they have a new home built by God's Pit Crew. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox talked to the couple yesterday that's eager to move in.
Collections, memories, all gone after the July 2022 flood.
I had a lot of sentimental things. You know, my mother passed away in '73, and I had little things that belonged to her. All that's gone. You can't replace it.
The Fields struggled to find a new home. Then came God's Pit Crew, a faith-based nonprofit who took on the task of building a new living space.
On our immediate response, they actually did the cleanup on their other site for them and got to know got acquainted with the family and found out the need.
Almost a year later, after a prayer on the deck, the Fields were given the keys to their new home at no cost.
It felt good knowing that we're going to be able to stay. Well, honey, felt great to him, he said.
For God's Pit Crew, Warren Johnson says all of their hard work proves to be worth it.
It's amazing to see these volunteers make this happen, but it's even more amazing when you see the families and see what a difference it makes in their life. Just to see the looks on their face, and it ends up being as much of a blessing for the volunteers as it does for the families.
A blessing on both sides and a chance to move forward.
We're people that keep pushing, keep going. I mean, I hurt every day. He does too. But we, you know, keep praying and keep pushing and going.
Now on higher ground, the Fields look to put memories of the flood behind them. In Letcher County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Laverne Fields says she has already started building up collections once again after losing everything she had previously collected in the flood. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office is offering another way to help you keep your property safe when traveling this summer. The Sheriff's Office is offering Away From Home Patrol. This service is designed to protect the homes and properties of residents who are on vacation or away from home. Community members who want to use the service can contact the Laurel County Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600. The Georgetown Police Department in Scott County posted on Facebook they are hiring both for full-time and part-time jobs. Like many police departments nationwide, this one is facing staffing shortages, and more flexible work hours may be the solution. Whether applicants are looking to work full-time or part-time, Assistant Police Chief Josh Nash says the same level of training is needed for all officers.
We can take the part-time officer and place them in spots that we need help covering shift coverage or helping out at the school. They also can participate in community relations events as well.
For the past 3 years, GPD has had part-time officers, allowing retired officers the opportunity to continue serving the community without working 40 hours a week. Local leaders in one Rockcastle County town are encouraging community members to drop off unwanted items in designated dumpsters during its city cleanup. The cleanup in Livingston is open to everyone in town. The city asks that no household cleaning products, tires, furniture, or chemicals be placed in the dumpster. If the items do not fit in a trash bag, officials say you should not drop them off. Officials also say folks should not overfill the dumpsters. And we still do not know who Republican candidate for Governor Daniel Cameron's running mate will be, but we now know it will not be Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles. Quarles ran second in the Republican primary, and many have speculated he would be a logical running mate for Cameron. But during an interview yesterday with WYMT, Quarles made it clear being lieutenant governor is not his interest right now. Quarles, who holds a doctorate, says his passion is in education, and he'll be looking for an opportunity in that area. July is National Vehicle Theft Prevention Month, and local travel experts have seen an increase in the crime in recent years. AAA is sounding the alarm for drivers in the Bluegrass. They say they have seen a significant uptick in vehicle thefts from 2021 to last year. Lori Weaver-Hawkins with AAA of the Bluegrass says taking steps like parking in a well-lit area or garage and never leaving your keys behind is a good way to prevent car thefts.
We're looking at theft costing vehicle owners in the neighborhood of $8 billion a year. So it's certainly worth a small upfront investment.
AAA also says you should contact police and your insurance company immediately if you find your vehicle before authorities do. A Kentucky man found a coin collection worth millions of dollars buried in a cornfield. The stash included more than 700 rare U.S. gold coins dated from 1840 to 1862. The value is estimated to be more than $2 million. Experts believe someone might have buried the money to hide it from the Confederate Army.
If you had a lot of money, historically you buried it. Banks were good. They robbed the banks. You had to find a place that was secure, and most times throughout history, people bury money.
The man's name and the location of the cornfield are not public. We also do not know how he stumbled upon the stash. Have you ever seen an injured fawn or possibly a hurt turtle on the side of the road and do not know what to do? Well, there are approximately 50 certified wildlife rehabilitators in the state, and one lives right here in Perry County. I was able to stop by to learn more about the local nonprofit and the efforts the owner is making to ensure injured and lost animals get back to their natural habitat. Taking in injured wildlife from approximately 23 counties across the state. Mountain View Wildlife Rehabilitation owner Beth Vaughn says last year the nonprofit took in 174 mammals, and this year even more.
This year I haven't done the last count, but we're well over 200.
Authorized by the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources, Vaughn is working hard to return wildlife, such as deer, back to where they belong. But often they are delivered in tough situations.
We've had over 20 pass away just from dog attack, domestic dog attack. We've had several hit by cars. And then we've had several that were just failure to thrive.
But she says her passion to help far outweighs the hard days.
The wild animals belong in the wild, and I see so much of what was theirs first taken away. You know, we've built roadways, we've built apartment complexes, we've built cities, you know, they can't help it that they have to cross roadways, you know, or they, you know, they don't know. That's just their path.
Adding that if you come across a wild mammal you think needs help, one of the first things you can do is call a rehabilitator or a vet nearby.
Take a video, take pictures, make a phone call before you intervene, because a lot of times we misread nature. What we might think is something in trouble is not really. There's a lot of animals that don't stay with their young. Bunnies are one of them. Bunnies feed their babies twice a day, once at dusk and once at dawn, and they're gone the rest of the day.
Reminding folks that wild animals are more than just cute and fuzzy.
They are, in a sense, defenseless. They can't speak for themselves. They can't, a lot of times, defend themselves, take care of themselves. So if I can be the in-between for that, if I can give them, like I said, a step up, or I can help them in any way I can, I'm going to do that.
The nonprofit is also licensed by the USDA and the Animal Welfare Act, adding that they rely on donations and grants to take care of the animals, saying it costs approximately $900 to raise one deer before returning it back to the wild.
A warm and muggy Friday is on tap across the mountains. We are watching out for a few showers this morning and also some dense fog as well. Here's a live look at First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. Nothing too widespread, but a few spotty showers are possible. Just a first alert near Urban for a heavier shower in Estill County. Also watching out for a heavier shower in portions of Knott County, stretching into eastern Breathitt County as well. And one more heavier shower over top of Flat Gap in Johnson County, and a heavier cell also just to the east of West Liberty, pushing into Elliott County from Morgan County at this hour. Here's a live look from Jenkins. This is another big story that we see this morning. Some dense fog at US 119, US 23. So if you are leaving, you may need some extra time. Down to 1 mile in Moorhead, 0 miles in Harlan, and 4 miles in Bell County down in Middlesboro at this hour. Those temperatures, mild and muggy, lower 70s for most of us. And we top out in the upper 80s later on this afternoon. Once again, we are watching out for possibly a few spotty showers. Nothing too heavy, nothing too widespread. Also watching out for that dense fog this morning. Upper 80s, but it feels like the upper 90s later on today, and more showers and storms on Saturday. Some of those could be a little bit strong. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Olivia?
Thank you, Cameron, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, the Secret Service concluded its search for who left behind the mysterious bag of cocaine in the White House.